I am about to talk to a very, very interesting guy. I don't know a lot about him, and I'm glad I don't. That way I'm discovering about him. He is known as Lord Jamar. He's a rapper, actor, and MC of the hip-hop group Brand Nubian. Lord Jamar, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Peace, Jesse. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. What is a man? Besides the body parts, what is a man?
What is a man?
Yes.
A man is one who what I was taught by a man is one who lives by his word, does right by his family. He's a protector. He's a teacher at times. A provider.
You were taught that, but what
and
do you...
a source of strength in the family.
You were taught that, right?
Basically, yes.
But what do you personally know a man to be?
What do I personally know a man to be?
Yeah, for yourself, what is a man? Not what you were taught about what a man is. What do you personally believe a man is?
Basically, what I just said, what I've been taught. Yeah.
Do you believe that white men came from black men?
Yes, I believe that we are the original man.
And then the white men came from black people as a result of blacks being original?
Yes.
What made you believe that? Why do you believe that?
Because black can create all hues. We can create white. In one generation, we can create an albino, but there is no vice versa. Two white people cannot create black, yet two black can create white.
Oh, and if that's so, and if it's true, why?
It's definitely true. When have you ever seen two white people create a black child?
Some weird things happen. I saw a white woman who pretended she was black, and she worked for the NAACP or something.
When have you biologically, without no funny business, seen two white people lay down and have a black child? It's impossible.
I haven't seen it yet, but I
don't
know. But
it's impossible.
If it's true that white people came from black people, why are white people smarter than blacks?
They're not smarter than blacks.
But how come they act like they tend to create things? They founded the greatest country in the world, created the greatest country, and the blacks came. In Africa, Africa is all screwed up, and it's by the blacks. Whites are real creative. Their neighborhoods are nice. They get married, have children. They treat people with respect. If blacks are the maker of the whites, why are they worse off than what they created?
Because we've lost our way.
And
the same way that you say, huh?
How and why?
You know, that's probably the $1 million question. We don't know exactly how. You know, many say it's because we started going against the laws of nature, the laws of God. And this is something that was needed to teach us a lesson. So this man was brought into existence to teach us a lesson. But yeah, all the things that you're saying, again, are not how things started. This is how things appear to you right now.
Right.
On face value, it seems like, oh yeah, they're the smarter one and all that. But again, that's face value. It was the original people that created the pyramids. These motherfuckers still can't figure out how they did that shit. The so-called smarter ones and the so-called people from back then. That if you go by the logic of evolution, which is some bullshit anyway. But if you go by the logic of the people in the past were not as smart as the people of today, then how are they able to do certain geometric,
Right.
creations that you can't even do to this day with
Right.
your technological advances?
But why can't the blacks figure that out since they're the original and the white man came from them? Why can't the smarter one figure out how they got on the bottom? Why can't you figure it out if they're real smart?
Because if you keep a blindfold over somebody's eyes, keep spinning them around and not letting them realize where they at, it's hard to figure something out like that for a lot of people.
But the
It's
whites
been
don't.
figured out, and that's what I'm saying. It's been figured out.
But the whites don't change.
But by a small 5%. You see what I'm saying? That's why we talk about 5%, because it's a small portion that have figured it out. The mass of the people are the ones that don't have a clue. And it's a battle because the 10% are the ones with the resources to proliferate their message. And, the 5% don't have the same resources that these people do. We don't own ABC and NBC and CBS and all these other networks that can, program, the people to whatever message they want.
But there are a lot of black people out there with money, Jay-Z and you and the basketball players, LeBron James and all those people. And instead of teaching that, they're teaching the blacks to hate the ones that they created. Why won't they teach them to love, and why don't they use that money to build rather than teaching the blacks to hate so that they can get better in life?
Well, first of all, I'm not in that group right there. I'm not.
You loaded, man.
I don't have the type of money that those guys have.
What'd you do with your money?
And if you research my group, Brand Nubian, we've always been teaching Black love. Okay, that's what we're about. We wasn't no gangster rappers that's, talking about killing each other and selling drugs and all of that. We was making records about, gaining knowledge of yourself and sisters, slow down and don't let it go to your head and all of this type of positive music. So I encourage you to look us up and all that. But why do some of these people do not? Because money don't make you smart.
But you could get a movie theater.
People get money. That doesn't mean they're all of a sudden socially aware where they're going to be able to analyze certain things that are going on. They're the same place where they were prior to this, except now they got a little bit of money. And
so they don't know what you know about how to overcome the fallen state that they're in. Jay-Z
not a lot of them know.
Jay-Z and Oprah and Bill Cosby and all the people who have all that money. Barack Obama, the fallen Messiah, Big Mama Michelle, they don't know what you know about how to overcome.
I believe some of them might know, but they want to be on the 10% side because it's more lucrative for them. You see what I'm saying? And if you do that, then that's what it is.
So they want to control them.
You're part of that machine, and now you're part of keeping things hidden. They might know a whole bunch of stuff, and they feel like if they reveal it, it's going to take away from what they have.
So they love controlling the blacks.
Oh, that's the maniacal, and not just, that's the maniacal thing really of white people that are in control. That's what they really want. They want to maniacally just control Black people, especially, and their tool for doing it is systematic racism.
So
they'll use other Black people as a tool for their systematic racism.
So are you saying that the blacks with the money, Oprah, Big Mama Michelle, Barack Obama, the fallen Messiah, Jay-Z.
You make me laugh when you say Big Mama Michelle.
So are those people racist toward other blacks?
I would feel that possibly with certain policies or certain things that they may support.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That they might be indirectly racist. You see what I'm saying? It might not seem like they're racist because they're black, but if you follow the trail of some of the outcome of the things that they attach themselves to, it may have a racist outcome.
Amazing. And so you believe that blacks are the first on the earth, and then the whites came from the blacks. How do you explain that? Well, you just somewhat said it because you said it kind of brainwashed and they've been dumbed down. How do you explain when, I don't know, I know you don't know, but I was born in Alabama. I grew up under Jim Crow laws.
No, I've heard this before. I know a little bit about you, Jesse. It's not my first time seeing you.
And you still came on. God bless you, man.
And I still came on.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
So how do you explain then if the whites came from the blacks? When I was growing up, black people got married. There were grandparents around who were married. The black parents set examples. They taught us to work while growing up and be responsible, to treat everybody the way we would like to be treated. There were no black leaders and all that crap. The parents were the example, and when we grew up into adult, we became our own leader. God lead us. We didn't have some physical leaders. When we moved into a neighborhood, we would keep the neighborhood clean and decent and build on it and make it look better. How do you, and then so we had the Jim Crow law with the black water fountains and white water fountain, all that crap, but it didn't affect us in any way at all. We loved everybody the same.
We were actually better off at that time, yes.
So how do you explain that time, a period in time when the blacks were better off then? They were better than the whites in that they were leading the way in morality. They didn't hate the whites. They didn't hate anyone. How do you explain then and now?
Well, come on, Jesse. We're from around the same era. I'm not sure how old you are. I feel like you're a little bit older than me.
I'm 31. No, I'm 71. I just turned 71 last Friday, May 22nd.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
You look great for your age, Jesse.
Black don't crack, buddy.
I'm 51.
Are you?
Yes,
That's hard to believe. I told you, black don't crack. You don't look 51.
It don't. So listen, you old enough to know about when during the 60s, when they started to incentivize getting the black man out of the house.
Yes.
Okay, in order to get welfare and all this type of, oh, sister, you can get it. But you can't have no man living in that house.
That did happen.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So once that divide and conquer started coming in, that was the beginning of everything that you're talking about now, Jesse.
And that was encouraged by the civil rights leaders, those people who were running the civil rights movement.
Yeah, all of that. Oh, let's integrate so we could sit next to these people at lunch counters and all of that. So we could go to school next to people that hate us, that don't want to teach us. It's not in their best interest to even teach us properly. And here we have our own schools, our own institutions. We was doing fine. We had Black Wall Street, all that type of stuff. And,
so you
we gave
agree
it all up for integration.
Do you agree with me that the civil rights movement was a horrible mistake? It was one of the worst things ever happened to the blacks?
The civil rights movement, as far as its integration piece and all of that, yes.
But there's no such thing as civil rights.
Integration.
I know there's no such thing as civil rights. That's a made-up thing, a made-up idea.
What do you say it is? Human rights?
Yes. God-given right. It's God-given rights. But the one thing that you said, white people didn't hate black people back then. What the white was fighting against is that the blacks were trying to force the whites to love them. And you can't make anyone love you. Had they left the people alone, we would have come together based on character, based on what we believe in. Blacks and white would be better today had the civil rights movement not happened. than it is now because of the civil rights. It's divided.
Well, that's probably why the civil rights was introduced then.
Yeah, to divide.
For us not to be able to get along.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and that was part of the plan then. You know what I mean? And we think, oh, civil rights, like, yeah, it helped us move forward. Like, we off the back of the bus and all this dumb shit.
You're right.
Like that really was insubstantial. Like, so what that I could ride in the front of the bus now? My whole fucking community is fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm riding in the front of the bus. Like, okay.
And that was a setup, even with that woman going to the front of the bus, because the NAACP had another woman. They had picked another black woman to go and sit in the bus, and they had her back. But just before she did it, they found out she was pregnant out of wedlock. And during those days...
Oh, I heard about that, yes. So they said, oh, no, you know good.
Yeah.
Good.
So they got this other woman.
One.
Yeah. So it wasn't like this woman got off work one day and she's like, Lord, I'm tired. I ain't going no back in no bus. It wasn't like that. I've noticed that in Europe and America and in the rest of the world, white people seem to do very well. They have, they build, they create. The areas are clean. They go to the moon and they build Tesla cars and they're so creative. And then they come up with a constitution that is about freedom. And they're like, let's invite the colors in. And the colors come in and they hate the very people that invite them into their own home. Do you see something wrong with that? Should the whites let the blacks in their own countries? First of all,
none of these white countries, these ain't even their fucking countries. Like, this is white America. This was not even their country in the first place.
Who was it?
Like, what are you talking about?
Who was it?
How are they going to invite somebody else into a country that's not even there?
Who was it before they bought it? Before they came and got it?
The original people of this side of the continent.
Are you referring
not
to
just the Mongoloids either that we see as the traditional Indians? We had Native Americans that look like you and I that were already here.
Well, I did hear that some Indians were already here, but they were busy smoking dope, pot. They had another name, but they were so high they couldn't even get anything done.
Yo, let me ask you something, man. I know there's always a point when I guess people turn around and ask me something. Like,
all right.
I know part of I guess this is part of your, I don't know, shtick.
No.
But it just seems like sometimes you try to go out of your way to make it seem like you hate on black people.
No,
like,
I love black people.
What's that all about?
I love black people. Let me tell you what it's about. I have, if you know anything about me, I have a nonprofit organization called Bond. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Bring it back to God's order of God in Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, and woman over children. Because when I was growing up, we didn't have all this mess going on. I don't know about gang violence and all this stuff, hating the white people and begging for affirmative action and welfare and reparations and all that crap. We was taught to be individuals and to work hard and to appreciate what we have and to treat others the same way. And that worked, especially under the umbrella of family. So I started Bond with the intent to wake up black people, to tell them they've been lied to about racism and all that stuff. It's a made-up word. It's not real. And then the message was so good, other races said, oh, I'd like to be a part of that. I can understand that. I need that kind of help, so we open it up to everybody. Now we have an entrepreneur academy where we're teaching young men how to start businesses, all men 15 and up. Starting a credit union, we tutor, we counsel, we encourage them to buy homes, how to save. And so it's about the character of the person and nothing about the color, because you find good in some people, you find evil in some people. And if you don't live by that rule, you're going to lose if you don't live by what's right and not what color. And I'm trying to tell the blacks that, and some are catching on now because we work with people around the world. So I tell them the truth in love and hope that they will get it and wake up and become like people again.
Okay. I mean, that sounds similar to what the father-in-law was saying about not being pro-black or anti-white, but
Yeah.
being pro-God and anti-devilishment.
Yeah, that's
You see,
right.
pro-righteousness and anti-devilishment. If you move in a righteous manner, that's how. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
At that point, it shouldn't matter what color you are.
So-
if you're moving righteously.
That's right, man. So you agree there
But-
that the Indian was smoking pot. They were too high to do anything with this place.